everybody. Happy Monday. Welcome to my tea table. We have another Dignified Hospitality series for you today. Talking about activism. Last week I did talk about an organization called the Restaurant Workers Community Foundation. And I found a story in the news today with, some cool activism going on. Hey, Dawn, how's it going? Oh, no, that's not good. Let's see this one. I had a filter on, and it turned it off. I always like to have filters on here. Oh, no, this one's kind of fun. Maybe this one. I hope you all had a wonderful weekend. I had a restful weekend. I think I had some foodborne illness or something happen over this weekend, so I felt that I needed to rest. So I didn't go out and do anything, although, I got some new toys that would allow me to conveniently get out on the street and do some IRL streaming, and so I wanted to do some special weekend streams, but I just didn't have the energy for it. I just stayed in and rested the whole time, so sorry I didn't have any fun content for you over this weekend, but I'll be getting it going, and if I can get all of my ducks in a row, I'll be doing a road trip of sorts, which should be fun. Let's see what this one is. Oh, that's fireworks. Let's do this one. That one should be good. Here we go. No, I don't think I like that one either. Oh, you know what? Where was it? Let's do hearts. Hearts is good. No, I don't like... There, this one's cool. Whew. It's been a long day today. I drank a lot of tea today, and actually the tea that I'll be drinking right now is leftover from a very big tea drinking session that I had earlier today with one person. We probably drank through like 15 different teas. Bam, bam, bam. Went through all of them. So I had only done like one infusion on all of these teas. And so now I'm going to drink up all those teas that... I don't like to waste tea. That's my thing. I don't like to waste it. So, if you ever get your hands on high quality loose leaf tea, try to infuse it fully and enjoy it fully, because it just breaks my heart to see wasted tea get thrown away. Perfectly good wasted tea. So today this is a mix of various Taiwanese oolong, green oolongs. It's a mix of Forever Spring, which is a Four Seasons unroasted green oolong from Ilan, Taiwan, and then Forever Spring Classic, which is a slightly roasted version of that, a very slight roast on it, and a milk oolong, which is a flavored Jinswen oolong tea that has added milk flavor to it. I'll be honest with you, if you ever see milk oolong, especially here in the States, more than likely it is flavored. When it has that really sexy aroma that just knocks you off your feet when you first smell it. That cultivar does have natural milky character to it, milky texture, milky aroma, but it's more subtle than what you usually see, here in the tea market. Here we go, you can see it. It's a lot of tea, but it's all three mixed together. Maybe, I'll just go for it and drink it all. Drink it all. I'm coming on a little late tonight. I had a long day, and we were hanging out in the Topia Tea House a little bit earlier, so had some nice conversation there, and just wanted to fulfill my commitment to myself to do this. Hey, Tea with Binks, how's it going? Nice to meet you. My name is Elise. Welcome to my tea table. I am here in Chinatown, Las Vegas. Well, kind of Chinatown. I like to consider this Chinatown. This is near Area 15, so Desert Inn and Valley View. I'd love to have you here at the tea room sometime. It's actually an entire warehouse. Yeah, because I'm a tea importer. I work with small family-owned farms all over the world, importing their tea and facilitating trade with small to medium-sized tea businesses. It's nice to see you on Instagram from the old TikTok. This is the tea I'll be brewing. This is actually a variety of several Taiwanese oolongs that have all been infused one time. I did a tea tasting earlier today, and I actually don't want to throw those out, so I'm just kind of mixing them up. I'm gonna drink them all right now. So I got it in my gaiwan here. Healthy amount of tea. Soon enough, I'll be live streaming to Twitch, or not to Twitch, but to TikTok. I do live stream to Twitch. You want to see that link that is here, and I'm there now. So if you want to see me on Twitch, you can go there. And this is where all the fun happens. I like to see everybody in Twitch. We get to interact with each other, get to know each other and chat. But I am almost up to 1,000 followers on TikTok. And once there, I will be doing live streaming there in addition to all the other channels. And it's good fun. I like to talk on different subjects, all kind of revolving around tea, but every day of the week I have a different theme. And so Mondays is what I call Dignified Hospitality, talk about the restaurant industry, talk about food in general and how we can bring more dignity to the industry. So that's from the farm to the supply chain to the restaurants and all of the workers there, cooks, servers, bartenders, everybody, including business owners, and just come up with some ideas and a manifesto of sort of how we can rebuild the industry to bring more dignity. And so today I am talking about activism and various platforms of activism, and have a specific story to share with you all from an article that I found. I tend to cite a lot of articles, do different literature reviews, and just try to bring a more scientific approach to wrapping our heads around some big issues, big ideas. All right, ready to decant. Great. Do you work in the hospitality industry? Can I just call you Binks? Binks, you work in the hospitality industry? I know a lot of people here in Las Vegas do. Yeah, message me. I'd love to have you in. Kind of hard to see with the filter, but this is a mix of 3 different oolong teas, a Forever Spring Classic, which is slightly roasted, and milk oolong. So gonna be like a really slight milk flavor in here. But it's good. Usually milk oolong on its own, when I drink it, I'm really sensitive to the flavoring in it. So let's see if this is better. This might be a little bit more agreeable. Yeah, it is better. I'm going to do that from now on. I am going to dilute milk oolong with unflavored oolong tea, just to make it less intense. So there's a new streaming platform that I tried to have hooked up on this stream. Hopefully by tomorrow I'll have it hooked up. It's called Theta TV, and it's all run on a blockchain. So I'm very interested in this because something that people don't think about often with... Oh, cool, you work in the events industry. So yeah, you're very much in touch with this and know about this topic. Cool. Binks, I can't wait to meet you. I think we'll have a lot of great things to talk about. Yeah, Theta TV. I'm like, I didn't get it up. I got the account started, I got the channel started, but it wouldn't give me a stream key. And I don't know what that was about. So if I couldn't get the stream key, how the heck am I gonna stream? Next time, by tomorrow I should have it. Good to see you, Mike. I should have it by by tomorrow. And tomorrow I'm going to be starting a new series, changing from art, our art and tea party, which, I may be bringing the artist on and having some special guest here and there. But I'm going to start gaming. I'm not a gamer, and I'm going to start gaming because it's Twitch. Everybody's got a game. But it's all going to be tea-related gaming, or like gaming involved with kind of the topics that we talk about here. So there's one game. It's a tea farm simulator game. So we're going to play that for a little bit. I have a feeling that I'm not going to like it once I get into it. But we'll see. We'll see what it is. But it's about tea farm. It's about a tea farm in India that you get to like plant all your plants and like set everything up in your tea factory and make tea. It's kind of like normal farm simulator games, which actually are quite popular on Twitch. So I hope it can introduce us to a new audience, get some new people here, learning about tea, learning the good life with tea, the best life. And then there's another game. There's an NFT-based game. So, that's totally in line with us. We love talking about cryptocurrency, Bitcoin. Speaking of Bitcoin, look who's here and wants to say hello. Bitcoin boy. Oh, he's such a cutie. Precious baby. But it's a game called Punkdo. And I'm playing that as well. So it's about being a punk, establishing the anarchy. All right, one more infusion and we'll get on to the topic. Yeah, Binks, please reach out to me. I'd love to have you in the tea room. I am now open. I'm fully vaccinated. If you're not vaccinated, that is fine. But I do, host by appointment, very intimate tea tastings here. So I'd be more than happy to have you over and we can chat. We can talk about tea. And talk about your writing too. I'm very interested in that. I like to write myself. I do a lot of writing myself, especially around what I've learned working in the tea industry as well as the food industry. So on that, let's see what's going on. So last week I talked about a nonprofit organization that launched to support restaurant workers called the Restaurant Workers Community Foundation, and an article just published today about like a specific project. So last week when I introduced that organization, there was not a lot of clarity on what actual support they were going to be providing to the industry. There's a lot of advocacy going on, and so I thought this article was cool to share with you all to kind of show some of the voices of activism that are going on. So the article is from New Jersey Monthly. I guess that's this is a local publication from New Jersey, and it's titled "A Walk Across America to Support Restaurant Industry." Let's see. This is by Maggie Linas. Thank you so much for sharing this with us, Maggie. I guess these are the two dudes, two cool-looking dudes. They walked across the country. That's great. Well, we'll find out what their story was. Aiden and Louis Ardeen, brothers and restaurant veterans from Red Bank, shared a passion for connecting with people, something they did often while working at Bond Street in Ashbury Park. Following the stressful pandemic-plagued summer of 2020, they left their jobs at Bond Street. Aiden was a bartender, Luis a bar back and handyman. Last December, the brothers drove to Las Vegas to visit their grandmother. They passed through states they had never visited, ones that they felt were filled with untold stories. The trip made quite an impact on them, which led Aiden to ask Louis, would you consider walking across the country with me? I'd do that. I'd totally walk across the country. That'd be so cool. Maybe I can do that with my IRL rig, so we can film and document the whole thing. They began planning their trip, which kicks off on May 1st. So they just started this trip. This is great, exciting. And they partnered with the Restaurant Workers Community Foundation, which is that organization that I introduced last week, to raise money for industry workers and small businesses affected by the pandemic. Along the way, the two plan to speak with business owners around the country, sharing the stories of these businesses and encouraging people to donate. Aiden and Luis plan to pay their own expenses, so all the money they raise can go to the fund. And so, yeah, that was the fund. That was the article I read last week. And unfortunately, there wasn't a whole lot of detail about like how the funds were going to be distributed and what kind of tactics and strategies that they would have for choosing who would get access to these funds. But their manifesto is that those funds would be directly distributed to the actual restaurant workers versus going to the restaurant owners, right? So all of the government bailout money, which on another note, the SBA, what is it called? I talked about this like last month after the bill was passed by Congress and Senate and signed by the president. But the Restaurant Revitalization Act, which is an additional amount of funds that will be distributed by the SBA, the Small Business Administration. Those are going, the application just opened today, actually. I just got my application today. And that'll be additional funds, but those are going to be going to the restaurant owners versus directly to the workers. But this foundation is actually raising money to go directly to the workers. But again, they didn't really give a lot of detail about how they're going to determine who's going to get the funds, what they'll be used for, what kind of rules or requirements will be around those funds. We're going to try to give a platform and voice to small businesses and individuals, says Aiden. As for Luis, he is excited to see America through a new lens. They speak to dozens of business owners across the country. Okay, so now this is like an interview with the two guys. We'll see if this is exciting for us to see. So they say, tell me about your restaurant industry experience. Aiden says, I've been working in Ashbury since graduated college. I thought if I bartend, I can move to any city and move around the country and I'll always be able to provide for myself. That's true. It's a great reason to get into hospitality. Four years later, I realized any job that pays the bills is a real job, and bartending afforded me the flexibility and the means to pursue my own interests like writing and traveling. Luis says, I wasn't a bartender per se. I had worked at Bond Street prior, then took a year off, but I enjoyed the position because it was a part-time work and we get to meet people. I learned a lot from people. It was a real cool job. When Bond Street got a PPP loan, I was able to come back and do some maintenance work because I'm very handy and can do some carpentry. I also had another job working for a coffee roaster called Maiden Coffee Roasters. Learning a new skill, and I think that that's a big thing, a big part of the story that a lot of the grumblings in the restaurant industry, specifically restaurant owners and managers grumbling that they're having trouble hiring, they're having trouble getting employees to work with them, is because simply a lot of these people have found other careers or have developed other skills and, want to take their future and their career into their own hands versus working in an industry that doesn't really provide so much dignity to them. Okay, so has walking across America long been an idea in your head? Aiden says, we are definitely, given our upbringing, open to an idea of this sort. We grew up hiking with our dad, who was from Maine, so at a very young ages, he showed us that appreciation for being outside in nature. We always made it a priority to get outside and hike and camp, and we're both runners. I spent about a month hiking. Luis says, I've always loved running. Cross country helped me out a great deal with having a free space and learning about myself. I remember reading Christopher McDougall's book, Born to Run, and I would think about how you could run across America, never taking it too seriously, but I was always floating, the idea was always floating around. So who will your walk benefit? Aiden says, if we're going to do something like this, given our backgrounds, we want to help give back to our community and make a charitable thing. I started looking for people with a COVID-19 impact towards the restaurant industry. We found a group called the Restaurant Workers Community Foundation, and 100% of the money we raise will go directly to them. What will the organization do with the money raised? Okay, so let's see what they say, because I read the article last week. I read the manifesto last week and I didn't get too many details. But Aiden says that they provide direct relief assistance in the form of grants to individuals, as well as provide grants for regional nonprofits who might have a better way of dispersing the funds in their communities than a national organization would. They also provide interest-free small business loans to businesses that have been affected by the pandemic. So yes, some of the funds are going towards business owners versus directly to the workers. How will you spread awareness for the restaurant industry along the way? Aiden says, we're planning to have a huge social media presence because that's the move of the world right now. We're trying to connect with small businesses along the route, tell a bit about their story, how the pandemic affected their business, and what they want people to know about their experiences. How long will the trip be, and what do you plan to do afterwards? Okay, so this is walking across the country. They say, hopefully we will be finished towards the end of September. We'll be crossing the Golden Gate Bridge with our friends and family there with us. So was that May, June, July, August, 5 months of walking. That's cool. I mean, I think people like do those kinds of walks already, like backpacking, through the mountains and such. And I guess I'll have to start writing a book about our experience. Hopefully at that point we'll have raised more than our goal of $30,000 and help contribute to a meaningful conversation about how the restaurant industry does business. Sharing a meal with people is one of the best, most powerful human experiences. We just want to honor that throughout our journey. I think that's something a lot of people can understand and relate to. So that's it. That's the story. Let's see, where can we see them? Follow the journey on their Instagram. Okay, so they're on Instagram. Let's check out their Instagram, see what they've got going on so far. So their very first post was from 6 weeks ago. So this has been in the works for over a month. That's cool looking. Oh, so they've got like their whole backpack and everything. Let's see what they've got in their packs. They've got all the things in their packs. Open up here. So they have sleeping bag, sleeping mat. This is a lot of stuff to have to carry around with you for 6 months. That's cool. I had a friend one time ride their bike. So yeah, they're leaving from New Jersey. Some parts of their trip is going to be very hot, especially when they come through. I wonder what their path is. They don't have a map here of their path. But that's great, man. Walking through the country and just like eating food everywhere you go and like meeting the restaurant owners and hearing their stories and trying to amplify their stories. I'm just wondering, where is their TikTok? Let's see.
Well, what's up, everybody?
Everybody,
Hey,
this video
Paolo,
is
good
our
to
first
see
mile. We
you.
just
Long
started.
time,
Here we
man.
are on Asbury Park Boardwalk, heading to Ocean Grove.
Only 1 hour behind schedule.
Only 1 hour behind schedule, but anyway,
No problem.
we're giving a shout out to Tom Lang, and we love you, buddy. Hi, Tom.
Hi, Tom.
Hi, Tom.
Thank you to everybody who came
Oh,
out
so
this morning.
this
It was
is
really
a couple
cool.
silly bros. Couple silly bros walking across the country. Well, that's good. I hope that their message gets amplified because it's an important one. And, regardless if they raise the money or not, there's so much more power that can be experienced through the storytelling that they can do. So I'm gonna follow them, and you can follow them too. You can see here. I'll go ahead and put their Instagram in the chat. So you can go ahead and follow them yourselves if you want to. Couple of dudes walking across the country. Should be lots of fun. So yeah, I mean, that's it. I think it's about time that the voices of the workers themselves become amplified. As far as the pandemic is concerned and the kind of collapse of the industry that everybody's been talking about has really been told from the perspective of the business owner or the manager, and not so much from the worker. I don't know why, but I'm happy to see, more of a voice going to the workers. Is it enough, though? I think the message that's even more resonating and more powerful than the story of these two gentlemen walking across the country to bring awareness is this kind of like widespread, unorganized protest that's essentially happening with the workers not going back to work. And I had a conversation with someone today about it, and there's just been so much power in the narrative being told by the owners of businesses and even non-stakeholders that just they assign this issue to laziness of the people. You know, these people are just lazy. They're making more money on unemployment, you know, taking government assistance than actually working, so they're choosing not to work. I don't know. I think I want to look that up. Okay, I still don't, I mean, this... Business Insider wrote an article yesterday. Let's check this one out. Restaurant workers should keep collecting unemployment instead of, oh, come on. Really? No, that $600 increase per week was only good for the first like few months. Okay, this is... I'm not going to buy a subscription to your service just for one article. I'm sorry. Let's see this article. This one might have to... Yeah, I think the extra 600 was only for the first few months. And since then, it's gone back down to normal, which is only a fraction. It's usually only a fraction of what you typically make. So it says, as Lancaster County restaurants search desperately for employees, a trove... So Mikey says, I think it has gone down so that it's still available up to 20K. I think everyone would get it. Well, shoot, I need to sign up for that then. This figure excludes accountants who've exhausted those year-long benefits. Why would they choose to stay idle instead of returning to work? The answer depends on the individual, but common reasons include a lack of childcare for the preschool or school-aged children, health concerns, and money. For nearly all categories of laid-off restaurant employees, going back to work is a bad financial decision as long as the idled employees can collect both state and federal unemployment benefits. That's the conclusion of research done by the Lancaster County Workforce Development Board and the PA Center for Workforce Information and Analysis. What tips the scales in favor of collecting benefits is the new federal benefit of $300 per week, part of President Joe Biden's America Rescue Plan, which he signed into law in March. Oh, I see. So there's an extra $300 per week. Yeah, because it was like an extra $600 per week in the first couple of months, and then I think it went down to $300, but now it's back to $300 again. And the less the job pays, the bigger the gap between the on-the-job earnings and stay-at-home benefits. But if laid-off employees were receiving just state benefits, the better financial choice by far would be going back to work. For instance, consider the choice faced by a dishwasher who earned on average $9.90 per hour in 2019, or $396 per week, the lowest paying position of the 9 studied by the board. The dishwasher gets $92 more per week while collecting both state and federal benefits. All right, let's look at this chart. This is cool. So yeah, if you're making anything less than $14 an hour, it seems as if you're really not. So like the food service manager, so the manager who's making $26.90 an hour actually makes less. So this is useful. So this column right here is what they would usually make per week in their normal job. So yeah, that extra 300 is helping, but the extra 300 wasn't always there. It was gone for like 6 to 8 months. It was gone. So that's it. This is a useful, handy chart. So yeah, some people are making money, but these people that are making more money, look how much they're making. Like, and this is their total income. This is their total income, including tips, including everything. Anything above $14 an hour. And they're talking about $15 an hour being like the new federal standard that we need to be at. So if you're complaining that people are making yeah, this chart is just like a calculation. I like this chart a lot. This actually shows a lot. So like, yeah, if you're making $20 an hour, even with the extra $300 a week, you're making less money than you're working. But yeah, if you're making anything less than $14 an hour, you're gonna make more money collecting the benefits, yeah. But what I don't understand is that there's supposed to be a limit on the benefits that you get. There's supposed to be like for 1 year or something, you're only able to collect that. So I guess that has been scratched. But here in Nevada, they've actually reenacted the requirement for job searching. And so every week when you file for your unemployment, you have to let them know like what jobs you're looking for. And I think they do try their best to follow up to make sure that you actually are going to those job interviews and actually are searching for work versus just sitting at home collecting the unemployment. But yeah, this hourly pay is including the tips, I believe. But that's got to be inaccurate too, because like most tips usually don't get counted, right? Like usually it's cash. So this $9.90 an hour for the dishwasher. So that's interesting. There's a chef here in Las Vegas that's looking for help, and he posted looking for a dishwasher at $13 an hour plus tips. Which, you know, the dishwasher probably doesn't make great tips. They just make a fraction of the tips. Okay, so Bing says that your server was mostly credit card tips. So yeah, when it's credit card tips, then yeah, it's going to be included in this this hourly amount right here. But yeah, according to this chart, it looks as if you're making anything over $14 an hour. It's more beneficial for you to be at work than to be collecting the benefits. But I mean, and it was funny when he posted about this dishwasher position and with the $13 an hour, it seemed to be, he was very proud. Like he felt like, this is a lot of money, this is a great position. And it seems as that's just a number that was calculated according to something like this chart to, you know, tip somebody over the edge to be like, okay, yeah, it's going to make more sense for me to work than to stay home and collect the unemployment. But regardless of this argument, like, I'm sick of tired of hearing people saying it's because people are lazy and they don't want to work. They want to be respected. And if you look at a chart like this and see, you know, like, oh yeah, I'm going to make more money, it's not because you're lazy. It's because, yeah, you want to be respected. You want to make the good choices for yourself. Yeah, Michael, you're right. It's $15 plus an hour if you want to hire people. If you want to respectfully hire people, it's at least $50 an hour. I know it's not like government mandated just yet. Maybe it will be. Oh, in Austin, it's $20 an hour. Well, that makes sense. It's a little pricier to be there. But what restaurants can, like, pay even the dishwasher $20 an hour? That's a challenge. And so it's not on the backs of the owners or the management. I think it's more on the backs of the industry itself. And that comes down to the consumer as well. To, like, as diners, as people going out to eat, you know, we need to understand this dynamic. And if we want to continue to be able to go out and eat, yeah, we gotta take this into consideration, that maybe the experience of dining out needs to be more valuable, i.e. more money, costing more. No more $15 dinners at like a full service restaurant. That's just going to be a very big thing of the past. Yeah, exactly. So it comes back to the consumer, Binks. Like, it comes back to the consumer. And so that's why talking about this and making people aware about this and actually, like, letting the workers' voice be told, like these two dudes that are walking across the country, like, they could do incredible work in that regard. Regardless of whatever money they can raise, if they can let this message be heard by the world, by diners, by foodies, by whatever you want to call them, that, yeah, we have to value the experience of dining out, like, a lot. Before the pandemic, most people that I knew, I don't know the actual stats on this, I'm sure I could pull up some survey on it, but most of the people that I knew were dining out, at least, like, fully dining out, not just like takeout, but like actually sitting down at a place, regardless if it was fine dining or fast casual, whatever, or what do they call that, fine casual or casual, fast casual, whatever. They were doing that like 7 times a week, at least one meal a day. You can't afford to pay a lot of money for that. Like $15 to $20 once a day for that, you know, it's reasonable within a budget, but that's not reasonable for the industry to provide respect and dignity to its workers. So yeah, Mike, you're right. $50 to $200 is the new bill for dining. Yes. $50 is with no alcohol, no drinks, simple sit-down dining experience. $200 would be the full-on appetizers, drinks. But you're going to be able to sit there for like 3 hours and really like enjoy that experience. And because you're spending so much, you're going to get dressed up. It's going to be really special. You're not doing this one day, every day a week. You're not doing it every day of the week. You're doing it maybe two or three times a month. So dining out's going to be a lot of fun. Oh yeah, Binks, you are right. So Binks on Instagram says, just because the job isn't always technical doesn't mean the workers don't deal with other things. Customer service is a real skill. Exactly. And then even if you're not dealing with the customer service, which is a real skill, and it's even shittier when you put the livelihood of the workers on the backs of the customers through the tips. You know, some restaurants get away with paying their employees only $2.75 an hour. So the rest of their livelihood is dependent upon tips. So that's messed up, and that's what brings a lot of the skill and the stress to customer service. But even like dishwashers or cooks, or, you know, like it's such a fast pace. Like you have to serve so many customers in order to keep the business running that like even working in the back of house is super stressful, and it does require a lot of skill. It is very technical. And some people, the cooks, the chefs, they actually like have to get an education around that. Like this chart has cooks at $12.40 an hour. And most cooks, I mean, I think some places will hire a cook that does not have some type of culinary degree, but all the cooks that I know, even just line cooks or just cooks, they all have degrees. They all like invested their time and invested their money into acquiring degrees. And they come into this industry super high stress, super high pace, making $14.20 an hour. So yeah. I hope that these two men that are walking across the country really do a lot of good, incredible work. And actually, I'm going to reach out to them. They only have like 1,000 followers on Instagram, so they're not that busy yet. So I'm going to reach out to them and see if there's a way that I can help amplify their voice and their message. Because like, yeah, if they talk to more workers, especially workers that have like found other means, found other skills, found other things to do versus just going to the restaurants and interviewing the restaurant owners, like to actually talk to food workers would be really incredible to amplify this message and get the consumer community aware of these issues. And if we need cheap, convenient food, if we need that $15 dinner and we can't cook it, but we need street food for that. We need not just food trucks, because those are very expensive, high maintenance costs, high overhead to manage, but like real street food. In real street food, we could have an $8 dinner, a very hearty, nutritious $8 dinner that brings dignity, you know, to that business owner and sustenance to us, you know. Yeah, come to Twitch. You can meet my brother. My brother's hanging out in Twitch. That's the link right there. tlet. Or you know what? I have the new shortened URL. Just go to tlet.tv. You can access this via cell phone, but computer is the best. And if you're not using Twitch yet, like, it's awesome. Twitch is awesome. Except for, okay, so this is another thing about Twitch that, like, I'm surprised there hasn't been a protest around Twitch, and why my brother has convinced me that we need to start streaming to the Theta TV is that, you know, Twitch has empowered people, including restaurant workers. There are a whole lot of chefs and cooks that are out of work that have created their own cooking channels and have like huge followings, hundreds of subscribers, and financially supporting them, like legitimate small businesses that they're building on their own, which is great. But the thing that fucking sucks about Twitch, and I know I'm on Twitch right now, and if you're hearing me, kick me off if you want. That's fine, Twitch. I'll find another way to get my voice out. But they take half the money. They take half the money. Let me see. I wanted to do this research last week, and I think, okay, so what is the average percentage cam girl websites take from creators? So let's look at some Okay, so cam girls on average also take about a 50% payout. So that's interesting. Twitch kind of took the business model from the cam girl industry. And I've heard a lot of cam girls complaining about that. You know, they do so much work, they create so much value, and the platform that they're streaming on is taking half of it. I mean, is it really worth that value? Like, I understand Twitch has a built-in audience and a built-in discovery, you know, element to it so that it can help you grow your community. And it makes like payments and tipping and all of those things very convenient because it's all built into the platform. But 50%, really? Especially when like most of the creators on Twitch are like super independent, super, what's the word? Amateur is the right word, I guess. I've heard actually that if you grow a bigger community on Twitch, the percentage that they take from you is less. They take less money from you. But I feel like it almost should work in the opposite direction. Like they should be making more money off of their bigger streamers. I haven't even seen how much money we've made on Twitch. Let me look it up. I've probably made, because I turned on the monetization about, let's see, where would I even find that? Oh, hey, oh, you have a Twitch account. Awesome, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Oh, by the way, we have a new emote here, which is really exciting. I got permission from Bronson at Uncle Clay's House of Pure Aloha to use their beautiful Hopa Love symbol as an emote. Yeah. This is the House of Pure Aloha. You see, it's like the roof up here, and then the aloha is the heart. So it's kind of like making the heart with your hands, but better because it's made with 2 I love yous. And you can connect it with other people too. If we were all here together, we could connect it. It'd be great. But it's great. Like that Theta TV, the one that's like run on a blockchain, has the same functionality as Twitch. It lets you upload emotes. It lets you have subscriptions. It lets you yeah, really engage with your audience on a cool level like Twitch does. It has raids, which is awesome. Yeah, let's see how much money we've made. Probably in the insights. Binks, do you use Twitch usually? Oh wow, we've made a total of $107, which means that, awesome, thank you so much. I appreciate that. That is so nice. You know, that helps us a lot. But 100 of that was a direct tip. So that means that we really only have made $7.50. You know, how is that possible? I want to see the breakdown of this. I've made 31 cents from ads. Oh, yay! Well, and Binks, yeah, hang out with us and I will introduce you to a whole great community of people on Twitch. There are actually several tea streamers. So I can give you a link to all of their channels. Yeah, there's a lot of really great tea streamers. Yeah, I like this form of interacting with content because it's so engaging, and people that use Twitch are, yeah, it's horrendous, Mike, isn't it? Yeah, we've only made $7. You cannot monetize right away. Yeah, there's certain guidelines that you have to meet. The main ones is having 50 followers. Then you have to stream, I believe, for at least like 20 or 40 hours, something like that. And then you have to have at least an average of 3 viewers on every stream. So it does take some time, and that's perfect, you know, because then it gives you enough time to like build up your streaming rig and, you know, your content that you're going to do. Because it's a lot, you know, like most streamers are streaming for like 2 or 3 hours a stream. Some even stream for like many more hours than that. I've streamed actually for long times. Oh, now it's not telling me my monetization. What? Yeah, I'm not happy with this, about the monetization of this. You know, like, I didn't really have any like personal opinion or feelings about the like porn industry with that. Like, I had always heard that that was a concern with OnlyFans or with these like cam girl websites, that the platforms take half of their money. For some reason, I did not have an emotional investment in that problem. But with Twitch streamers, which I contribute myself to a lot of Twitch streamers, and it really freaking grinds my nerves that, like, you know, I pay $6 a month to support the streamers that I like, and I support probably like 12 or so streamers right now. But they only get $3 of that $6. I work really hard for that $6, and I want them to get a good amount of that, you know? So, maybe we'll organize a protest here. What do you mean, Mike? You have to hit it hard. Are you talking about the Theta TV, or are you talking about Twitch? I still can't believe I was looking at the money. Yeah, it's not fair to the Twitch streamers. Like, I have some friends that stream that are doing quite well. You know, they're making $4,000 to $5,000 a month just from their subscribers. But they could be making more. You know, with the amount of work, like, streaming to Twitch is a full-time job. It really is a full-time job. Okay, I see. Okay, so that $100 was only for a 1-month period. So, yeah, we got to get him over the Theta TV. So, like, once I start streaming there, I'm going to advocate for everybody just to restream. And if, like, Twitch has it in the rules that you can't, like, officially right now I'm breaking the rules by streaming this content to multiple platforms. But I've never gotten caught on it. So it's, yeah, why don't you? All right, so we got $63 in the month of March. That's great. In the month of April, we made 107. So we've made a couple of $100. Yeah, in total it's been $173.34. We have made 80 cents in ads. Woo! Gosh, I hate that. Is it even worth it? Like, I should totally turn the monetization off. But if I do that, then we'll lose our freaking emotes. And I love our emotes. They're so cute. Especially this little guy. He's the cutest. Bitcoin boy. But we can do that on Theta. We can get all the emotes on Theta. All right, Binks, good question. You asked me what brought me to Vegas. Well, a vehicle brought me here, but I came because of the airport. People always think it's funny that I say that the airport brought me here. Yeah, we can move all the emotes to Theta TV for sure. I'm gonna go hard on that, man. This fucking sucks, you know? Like, I'm grateful though. This $173 like helped pay. Hey Jim, what's up? What's up, Jim? Good to see you. Much love, Jim. Much love to you. Thanks for coming by and saying hello. Yeah, we were just talking about the monetization of Twitch. You know, I love it here, but it just grinds my gears that Twitch takes so much money. And 50% of the money that you know, your followers support you in. But yeah, I moved here for the airport because when I started TLET while living in Hawaii. And then we did a tech accelerator in Silicon Valley. And that was when we converted the business from doing retail, because we started with like a subscription box, tea of the month type of thing, and then moved on to doing wholesale, because when I first started TLET, there really wasn't anybody doing direct trade tea, especially on a wholesale level. And so when we launched, we gained a lot of attention. People bought the tea, and I came to find out very quickly that most of these people were tea business owners that were like researching what I was doing. Like, oh, this is interesting. And so they got the teas and saw how good they were and hit me up and were like, can I buy this in bulk? Do you do wholesale? And so we started doing wholesale. And so wholesale is a completely different game than retail. So retail is something that you can sit on your computer and just do online marketing all day long if you want to. Just create content and get it out. Wholesale in the tea industry, and I think that this applies for a lot of products and a lot of sales, because the clients that you close have a really big lifetime value, and like it's them making a business decision that's really big for them. It's really hard to like get them to invest strictly from the internet. They want to meet you. They want to like build that rapport in person, face to face. And so I found very early on when I started doing this sales that we would have to travel in person to go visit with these tea shop owners, travel to the different tea festivals. And so Hawaii just like was not a good strategic place for that. And so I always remember Las Vegas airport being like right in the center of the city and very accessible, lots of flights all over the place. And I literally made this decision off of that alone. I was like, I don't care if I like Vegas when I get there. I'm just gonna go. This is just a business decision. And that was 8 years ago. That was Halloween of 2013, which it was one of the best decisions. You know, Vegas is definitely kind of a stopover for me personally, but actually a lot of places that I lived have been. You know, I've lived in lots of different places. I don't really have a hometown. Even when I was younger, you know, I went to elementary one place, and high school different place, college a different place. So yeah, Vegas has been good. And when we first moved here, and I say we because my brother Mike, who is hanging out with us here in Twitch chat, T Mike Studio, we built the company together. Mike is a filmmaker, a new media expert, marketer, communications guru. So a lot of like the videos and the media that we have, my brother was responsible for doing that with us. So we moved here. And we had a lot of friends that were a part of the downtown project. And they had said, hey, you should apply for this. You know, that's the Tony Hsieh Zappos stuff downtown. And so, yeah, we got wrapped up into that community right when we got here. So we were a part of that circus. No longer anymore. We're proud Chinatown now. Downtown was cool. Like we had a tea house in John S. Park. That was a lot of fun. It was a like that old neighborhood there near the Huntridge. We ran the company out of there. There was actually a lot of companies from the downtown project that had set up shop there in that neighborhood. Like it was called Startup Block. Like within walking distance, there was like 12 different houses that companies had occupied where their founding team could live and work. We had a lot of fun there. And so, yeah, we had a tea house there and would host a lot of cool events with like live music and art. But those were the early days. That was back like 2013 to 2015 was when I moved out of there. And then we've actually moved the tea room several times, but I signed a 5-year lease on this warehouse space that we're in. I'm 3 years into the lease, so just a few more years left to decide if we're going to stay here or move somewhere else. I don't know. I think there's a lot that can be done with this business in 2 years, especially with all this great Twitch revenue that's coming in. I'm just kidding. I'm grateful for it. I really am. It's been a lot of fun building here on Twitch, and I look forward to like building up this like network. It's essentially like a TV network, all tea. We do host like large scale events, tea festivals, virtual tea festivals. One is coming up next month called the Amazing Tea Race. Now every spring I travel. What happened? What happened? Where are my notifications? Oh, Jim. Oh, thank you, Jim. Thank you for the bits. Bitcoin, come here. Bitcoin, Jim gave us some bits. Bitcoin, get over here. Quick, quick, quick. Hurry, Bitcoin, hurry. Oh, he's like grumpy. He's like, oh, I was sleeping. Come here, Bitcoin. Come say hello and thank you to Jim. Jim just gave us 100 bits. Say thank you. Boy, say thank you. Be grateful. He's being shy. You know, he's like, I just woke up from a nap. You just woke me up from a nap. Come on, boy. All right, I'll give you guys some, I'll give you all some ASMR. Oh, Bitcoin's like, oh, I like this. Okay, we can play this game. I like this. This is Bitcoin.